So welcome everybody. I am Nate. My name is Nate Rand. I'm one of the trainers at Colorado 24/7 Fitness. We are starting these live lectures and tutorials every Wednesday throughout our locations through the valley. So it starts with me today. So please tune in, like our Facebook or Instagram, follow us. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn some cool stuff. But today is a topic that I think hits home to a lot of people. It's called plantar fasciitis. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. The concept of plantar fasciitis is you have this fascia underneath your plantar tendons, typically what connects the heel to the bottom rest of your foot. If not taken care of, you may have severe pain underneath the foot. If not taken care of soon, then bone spurs can actually be created. What's actually happening to your plantar tendons is they're being stretched and pulled away from the heel bone. So typically, that's when most people have plantar fasciitis. It occurs in the bottom of the heel. So for today, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to help prevent that, cure it, and then fix it. The first thing you guys have to know is what it's all about. The reason why it's so chronic is because it happens every time we walk, we hike. And then if we add activity, if we add sports to that, then we exponentially magnify the issue. So these micro tears, if not fixed, can actually result in a bone spur underneath your heel, which is highly painful. Most people actually that acquire this pain, it happens very early in the morning. As they move and start walking around, the pain starts dissipating. So the first problem that people have is prevention. That pain might not be as severe or as frequent, so they avoid it. But what we need to first understand to help with this is adding proper support. Now, with every single profession, professionals can disrupt the truth about things. So, what I've learned through trial and error on myself and with a lot of my clients is the support is not what most people think. It's not buying the squishy, gushy, really soft insoles from Dr. Scholl's at City Market on your way home, but it needs to actually support itself. And the more support you have underneath that foot, the more those tendons can actually relax instead of being so tight. So on the first part of your foot, if I drew the foot here, here's the back of the foot, your heel, and then the arch, and that's a beautiful looking foot. What happens is that this arch starts flattening out. The pressure and pull goes this way. The second occurrence happens when the Achilles tendon, which attaches the calf to the heel, is so tight and short it pulls this way, leaving this area where your fascia, your plantar fascia, resides and pulls it and overly lengthens it to the point where it actually gets removed from the bone. Once it starts doing that, your body protects itself and creates a bone spur. And bone spurs, for people out there who have ever had one, know they are very, very painful. So the first thing you need to do is buy support. The problem with support, like I said, was most people think the squishy stuff is going to be the best. I will tell you right now, these orthotics that I wear every single day in every pair of shoe has helped out with my issues of my plantar fasciitis when I had it. So you can pick these up down valley at a running store in Carbondale. They will order them online. They do not cost more than 110 bucks at most. These are the runner version that have a yellow felt. But what you're going to find is that it supports only your one arch that most people understand, but actually both arches. So you have two arches in your feet. One goes underneath the ball of the foot, and one's your main arch. So this in itself, just the orthotic, can help alleviate that tension. Number two concept of how to alleviate the pain and discomfort if you're starting to get signs of plantar fasciitis is doing tissue work. Now, tissue work can be defined in several ways. I know many of you out there have gotten a massage from one of our spectacular massage therapists at the Provence Spa in Glenwood. You can do myofascial tissue work, but the tissue work in the ball of your foot and calf is very specific. The specificness of it is you don't want to be using items like a PVC pipe or those really hard knobby foam rollers. What you're actually doing is you're causing more inflammation and more irritation. So what I've practiced and what I tell my clients, and through trial and error it has worked for them, is using something that actually has more softness to it, or give, like a tennis ball. And then primarily what you would do is you would stay off that problematic area underneath your plantar, where your plantar fasciitis is, but stick more towards where the ball of the foot, the arch, the medial side of the arch. And what you're going to do is gently press. As you inhale, then as you exhale, you press into it. You try to get that muscle to relax. After a few seconds or after your exhale, you shake it out. That creates a release of tension, and then you go right back into it. And just doing this a few times, you should see that tension underneath the arch of the foot that hasn't had any support start to actually relax, which will alleviate one side of that tension to the plantar fasciitis. Golf ball is kind of another mistake. The problem with the golf ball is it's way too hard. One thing you could do though is anytime you have inflammation, icing is highly recommended because that helps dilute inflammation. So you can actually put this in the freezer, place it under your foot. I wouldn't really step on it too hard and really try to get that inflammation to go down. Other things that you can use are, if you have pets like dogs, they have dog toys at Petco. Those are perfect because they come in different sizes, different shapes, different textures. Anything can actually be used for what we consider foam rolling, other than the foam roller. But again, if you use a foam roller, I'd use something nice and soft, especially if you're going to the belly of that fascia or the belly of the muscle. Number 3, huge concept of alleviating plantar fasciitis is strengthening the weak part. So most people, when they come to the gym or work out, they've never taken anatomy 101, physiology 101, or kinesiology 101. And the true issue with that is you're working out the body, you're trying to get results. But at the same time, if you understand the body at the base level, your results can magnify. So the base level of physiology, kinesiology, anatomy is that every muscle group has an antagonist. So if one muscle group is really tight and short, the other one is going to be long and weak. So that really tells you what you need to do to them. So the question for you guys is, what muscle in the bottom part of your leg do you use the most? Is it your shin muscle or is it your calf? Anyone answer that?
No one yet.
Okay, well the answer is calf. We use our calves for everything, to walk, to hike, to bike, to run, to sprint, to mountain bike. All these activities rely on the calf muscle. So when that calf muscle on this side gets shortened and overly worked, it starts pulling this direction on that heel. So to optimally help with that calf muscle, you need to strengthen the opposing muscle group, which is your shin muscle, also known as the anterior tibialis, right here. Now, with working with a lot of my clients, I've gotten clients that don't even know how that feels when they try to flex their foot. So, as everyone knows, everything compensates. If something doesn't work, you compensate. If somebody doesn't show up to work, you have to compensate. And that's how your body works. So if you're having top of the feet pain, that tells us that that shin muscle is weak because it can't lift up your foot. And you need to be able to flex your foot as you run, as you hike, etc. Maybe a few of you also inquired shin splints or signs or precursor of shin splints, where you get microfractures down your shin. That also is a result of weak shin muscle and overly strong calves. So doing seated foot raises, making sure that you place your fingers on your shins to create tactile sensation to get these muscles to activate, can help strengthen that. Once you can activate it, you need to come to one of our fitness clubs where we actually have a machine specifically designed to strengthen your tibia. Because in order to strengthen, you have to add resistance. But at the same time, when you flex your foot, that is going to pull and lengthen that Achilles, which is needed. Which actually leads me to my final four. My fourth bullet point of how to alleviate plantar fasciitis is to stretch. Now, most of my clients, 100% of them have mentioned, I don't stretch enough, I need to do more stretching. Well, here is the misconception about stretching. Stretching does not lengthen muscle. When you stretch, you actually lengthen a joint. And at the joint, you have your ligaments and your tendons. Ligaments are the tissue that connect bone to bone, and tendons are the tissue that connect, of course, your muscle to the bone. So if you create this misunderstanding attaching lengthening muscle to stretching, you can actually jeopardize that ligament or that joint. But if somebody is having signs of plantar fasciitis, that does tell me that you need to do some ankle stretches. So in order to do an ankle stretch, most people would stand up, place their legs straight, drive their heel down, and drive forward. Now the problem with this stretch is it does lengthen the ankle, but you're also weakening behind the knee because you're stretching the wrong connection. So you have two calf muscles in your leg. One actually activates when your knee is bent, and one activates when your leg is straight. So which one do you use most is the question, and that is the bent knee calf. So what we call the soleus. And as you can see, here to here, it actually lies underneath the gastroc, and that's the one that attaches to the Achilles. So if you are going to implement a stretch of your ankle to help with the signs of plantar fasciitis, I highly recommend placing your foot on something such as a dumbbell that has some sort of edge to it. And all you're going to do is place your foot up, just the ball of the foot, gently bend the knee and hip, make sure the knee is out towards the pinky toe, and gently drive forward. So what you're then focusing on is lengthening that Achilles and lengthening that calf, depending on how tight that calf is. Any questions? If there are not any questions right now, feel free, as soon as this live video is recorded and reposted, to leave comments. I'd love to answer them. I'd love to actually get anybody who is dealing with this, maybe answer more questions on a personal basis. Please give us a call at 945-9107. Ask for Nate or any one of our trainers, and we'd love to help you out. Again, this is one of the first of many live seminars that we are going to be doing and documenting on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you have not yet done that or told your friends about that, please let them know to like our Facebook and Instagram account, because we will be posting everything from these live seminars to programs to specials, and especially events, one coming up on October 26th. It's our hero run, free of charge, dress up in your best hero costume, villain. Starts at 10 a.m. at our La Provence spa behind Qdoba in Glenwood Springs. And we're going to finish up at Native Sun for a free beer. It's going to be lots of fun. Everyone at any age. It's a 5K run or a 1 mile walk. So if this is it, I'm going to let you guys go. Please leave any comments again at the bottom. Please like and share. And thank you very much.